And good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner. It's Friday, it's the 2nd of September. And Paul, did you get your tree sorted out yesterday?
Well, it was a good thing you guys did the podcast because the chainsaws were running right there at our usual podcasting time. So, yep, trees all down, it's all cleaned up.
Excellent. Well, let's get on to today's news. Obviously, it is Friday. It's going to be a relatively good weekend, but people want to probably get ready for it. Let's start with one of our favorites, which is our mini Fresnillo, Guanajuato Silver. We all love saying that. It is, of course, a client of VSA Capital. It's on the TSX. We'd love to obviously get more people in London investing in it because it is doing so many exciting things. But they had an operations update late last night, didn't they? So our time.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, it's an update on some of the activities on the various properties, including those that they are completing the acquisition on from Great Panther here in the Guanajuato area, as well as elsewhere in Mexico. El Cubo mine production is up in July, 144,000 silver equivalent ounces. That's an improvement of 23% on the June production number. And they expect that to be further boosted by production from some of the acquired assets from Great Panther, which will be begin feeding some material over from those operations to El Cubo to quote unquote fill the mill. And for instance, expecting from the San Ignacio project, they expect to start treating between 5,000 and 6,000 tons of material from San Ignacio at El Cubo for the remainder of 2022. The Valenciana mine complex is progressing well toward a restart that Guanajuato would like to do on that operation. And with the Topia mine, they are selling concentrates over to Ocean Partners UK, about 98 tons of zinc silver concentrate shipped just since acquisition.
I mean, of course, one of the things at the moment, we've got gold and silver quite weak. I mean, they're weak, obviously, if you look at them in dollar terms. Of course, actually in sterling, it's quite good because the dollar is strengthening so much that actually gold looks quite good if you're a sterling investor, as does silver. So you've obviously got to look at which country you are and where you're investing in it to a certain extent. But that obviously will affect all of these gold and silver stocks.
Yes, that's right. And it also depends on if you're an operator like Guanajuato, in whose currency are your expenses in, because that has a big impact on your operating costs.
Yeah, and then that, of course, is true across every mining company because they're all around the world. There's a lot of strange things going on at the moment. But we are seeing the oil price come off, the gas price come off slowly but surely. Energy conditions are starting to get back to normal. Anyway, okay, now Barrick is a big one. They've done a couple of deals in some royalties, haven't they, Paul?
Yes, they sure have. Two different sales of Barrick royalties to two different junior royalty companies. First off, New York quoted Gold Royalty picked up a bunch of royalties from the Nevada Gold Mines joint venture between Barrick and Newmont for $27.5 million US, and that includes some net smelter return royalties on the Bald Mountain mine, for instance, which has been an operating sediment-hosted deposit in eastern Nevada for a good 2 decades now, as well as a 10% net profits interest on the Granite Creek mine operated by I-80 Gold. So that's a pretty good deal there as far as sustaining expenses are concerned for Gold Royalty, because they needed it with the failure of their takeover of Elemental here just in the past few months. Second deal done is a sale of royalties to Mavericks Metals, a different royalty company. 22 different royalties sold, and the purchase price on that about $60 million US, most of which in both of these deals involve both cash and shares.
Yeah, actually, whilst on royalties, there's a bit of an update or something, isn't there, out there on Trident Royalties, which is listed in the UK. It's on their Lincoln Gold project. Is that right, Paul?
Yes, that's right. Diversified Mining Royalty Company traded here on AIM. They had announced that with this Sutter Operations Corp, which they otherwise called Seduli for the Lincoln Gold project there in Nevada, Trident has agreed to provide waivers in relation to the security position on that payments schedule, so that it provides a little more financing flexibility as that operation attempts to scale to commercial production.
All right, fair enough. Anything else you want to mention, or should we wrap it up there, Paul?
And Implats had their numbers come out yesterday. Impala Platinum, the South African platinum group metals producer, and they were weaker on the year-on-year basis here. So it'll be, but they were forecasting that the platinum and rhodium markets remain pretty solid, but that, or excuse me, palladium, whereas platinum will probably still be in surplus this year as things like auto and vehicle sales are challenged by these inflationary pressures.
Yes, don't confuse your palladiums and your platinums, Paul.
That's right.
Could be very dangerous. All right, we'll call it a day there. Everybody have a great weekend, I hope. And
Okay.
We will actually, I'll probably ask somebody else to do the podcast on Monday, as I have a rather important breakfast meeting. But enjoy the weekend, everybody. Thanks, Paul.
Very good.